Hello there, welcome to my channel, Katie's Empathy, and the series, Powerful Feminine Energy Unleashed. If you'd like to go ahead and go straight to the reading, go ahead and check out the timestamp below, and it will lead you right to the reading. If you'd like to stick along for some announcements, well, here we are. Something I want to do, you guys had stated that you really liked the story time. That video got more views than almost any other, and so I've been thinking about different things that I could talk to you guys about, different stories. And so the next story I'm going to do is going to be about my experience with fairies and with the Fae world and what that means to me. I'll talk a little bit about some fairy traditions, some fairy folklore, and how that's been a real reality in my life. And I even have some things to show you that were given to me as a gift from the Fae world. So be looking out for that. I'm super excited. The reason why I am not doing it right away is because I am going to make sure and do a little bit of research so I can give you guys a little bit of a backstory on kind of what other people say and some of the folklore and traditional knowledge, especially here in the Appalachian Mountains, because that's where I am, and fairy culture is very prevalent. So, and I've definitely had my own experiences which have mirrored that which is in traditional knowledge. So it's really awesome, and I'm super excited to talk to you guys about fairies, the Fae world, and those little mischievous creatures that, jolt their way right into our lives when we least expect it. Okay, and so if you are new to this channel and you're watching for the first time, or you just recently started watching, a little bit about the Divine Feminine, the Powerful Feminine Energy Unleashed as a series, where what I'm doing is I'm taking the Oracle deck, the Divine Feminine, by Megan Watterson, and I'm doing one card per video, and I'm reading what is in the book. So, it's 3 or 4 pages for each card, and it's a lot of information, kind of a backstory on that person, what that card means for you. And it's really been a learning process for me. And, just a reminder that this is one person's experience and knowledge of these Divine Feminine. So do your own research, most definitely. But I'm really enjoying learning about the different faces of Divine Feminine, and it's been super, super awesome. I've just gained so much knowledge and wisdom from this, and I really hope that you guys can come on that journey with me, because it is super meaningful to me. Last but not least, if you're watching, then I hope that you're enjoying, and I'd love if you would hit that subscribe button, and when you hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that bell so you get notified anytime that my video comes out. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and it really has been such a blessing to be speaking to you guys through spirit and giving you guys, I'm hoping that this is inspiration for you all to really dig deep and do the work that you need to do to live the best life you can possibly live. I've had so much help along the way, and the only thing I can do literally is give back, because I have been given so much in this life that, so much help, and there's been so much that I've been through, and if it weren't for people along the way helping me out through my journey, then I would not be here right now. So all I can do is be that person for you. And yeah, so I think that's all I had to say announcements wise. So let's go ahead and get right into the reading. Okay, so our deck is definitely getting smaller, so we're definitely working through the Divine Feminine here. So I'm just going to call on the spirit of the Divine Feminine and Goddess energy. I'm asking that our higher selves be here with us today, the higher selves of myself and of all my viewers, that the words that I speak and the words that I read will be exactly what needs to be heard for today. For Sunday the 21st is when this video will be uploaded. So for the time around Sunday the 21st, what do my viewers need to know? What will the best message be for them? Okay. So, and again, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce things correctly. Zhou Xuanjing, the mystic of peace, or Zhou Xuanjing. I'm not exactly sure. Let me know if you know the pronunciation of this. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Zhou Xuanjing. I'm not sure if that's right, but there she is. Alright, so let's see what the book has to say about her. Zhou Xuanjing embodies the unwavering tranquility that exists deep beneath the turbulence of our daily thoughts. Zhou Xuanjing was the 12th century Taoist mystic and poet. The night before her son's birth, she had a dream that she was immersed in a red mist. This is a very auspicious sign in Chinese culture. The title given to her as a master was Free Human of Mystic Peace. The emphasis in her poetry was the power inherent in stillness. The secret of the receptive, she writes, must be sought in stillness. The way, or Taoism, is a spiritual practice of clearing the mind so that when we take action, it isn't from the ego, it's from the source of life itself. The pedestal of awareness is steady as a boulder. Zhou taught that meditation allows us to disengage from the surface drama the ego can invite us into. She often refers to the moon in her poetry because this was the symbol of the eternal sky, or the freedom we can reach if we stop looking at the light and shadows the moon casts and see the moon itself. So Zhou was definitely someone who appreciated and taught that, basically getting out of your head, letting go of all of your anxieties and your, banter, and just being calm and being still and finding peace and tranquility in that, which I think is interesting because that's really been the theme of my readings lately. And I think we're really in a place of just breathing out all of the negativity, breathing out all of the stuff going on inside of our heads, right? Getting out of our heads and into our hearts is really what I've been feeling a lot lately, and that's been the message. When your soul selects her card, Albert Einstein reportedly said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Clarity only comes from clarity. There is a peace and calm that exists far beneath the constant banter most of us listen to all day within our minds. Jungian author Clarissa Pinkola Estes calls it the river beneath the river. It's the steady flow of the universal life force that wants us to reach our goal if we can only get still enough to merge with it, right? So we allow our own thoughts and our own banter inside of our head to get in the way of actually reaching our true genius, that true clarity in our minds that brings us to the ideas that we need to get to, right? We can rack our brains, but we never seem to get to where we want. We don't know why. We just can't figure it out. And the reason why is because we're not being still. We're not clearing our minds. We're just allowing our minds to become cluttered. And, our minds are kind of like a big computer. And when you think about it, you know, when you have a computer and you just like download a bunch of stuff, right? And you have files scattered everywhere, none of them are organized, and your computer shuts down eventually. It freaks out. It can't do it, you know, like you start opening programs, you have like 20 programs open on your computer, on your phone, you know, and it's like can no longer compute because it's an overload of information. And the thing is some of us live like that in our minds on a daily basis, right? We need to just like hit the X button on most of that stuff, you know, just so we can have clarity of thought in mind and we can work from a blank slate. And we need to be clearing that slate on a consistent, regular basis, you know, and that's a really big thing that you can do for yourself. Wu Wei in Taoism translates as doing nothing. It's a sacred feminine art of trusting the force of life that exists within us all. Zhou mastered this spiritual practice by calming her mind and experiencing the still center that's at the eye of every storm. Zhou is a call for us to be still, do nothing other than shift our awareness. Come out of the current state of mind we're in before making any moves or decisions. She reminds us that we only want to take action when what is moving us is the force of love at the heart of everything, right? And, you know, it's really hard to be in your heart. It's really hard to be in the energy of love when your mind is just racing. You know, if something's going on and you're just really like freaking out about it, that's the worst time to make a decision. You know, you want to wait until you calm down, find peace, and go into your heart and then make a decision, because when you're in your head, you tend to just make rash decisions that you're not thinking about that, you know, longer down the line. You're not thinking about the effects that could have in the long run. And our hearts, when we're in our hearts, when we're in that stillness, right, when we shift our awareness to that of love, we begin to see the world in a different way. We begin to see that, you know, someone we may have had contempt for before, we may have compassion for them, because we may actually begin to have empathy for them and put ourselves in their shoes, right? So really it's all about just breathing in and breathing out all that negativity, all that, not even the negativity. I don't want to be like only live in positivity, because I think that's unrealistic, but breathing out all of that banter in your mind, all of that chaos, all of that nonsense that just goes, you know, if you're the kind of person that has anxiety, you know, you probably have a hard time turning your mind off. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to be that. Take time with yourself, you know. It doesn't have to come easy, all right? Even if it's just for 2 minutes a day, you can still your mind and go into your heart. Even if it's 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever you can do, you know, but you've got to start somewhere. Soul voice meditation. Enter the heart and ask to experience stillness. Repeat the mantra, I am peace. Enter the heart and ask to experience stillness. Do you ever talk to yourself? Do you ever just go inside and say, please be still right now? Let stillness, let peace come over me. Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes just talking to ourselves. Intention. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. So when my mind is clear, the way is clear. Get out of your head. I know I keep saying this, and obviously this is what Spirit wants us to focus on right now. Getting out of our head and getting into our hearts. Being in stillness. You know, how can we just turn it all off? Shut it all off. We're not being overly positive. We're not being negative. We're just being at the place of peace. you know, which is kind of like a neutral. Peace is very neutral, right? So we're just allowing ourselves to experience nothingness in a way that can kind of let us reset so that we can make better decisions, so that we can love ourselves more. We can see where the problems are, because whatever is keeping us from being able to be at peace, that's what we need to work on first. All right, so that was the message for today. You know, here I'll go ahead and let you look at the card again. Zhou Xuanjing, I believe is how you say it. And that's what we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it came to you in perfect divine timing. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video if you have it in your heart. I really, really appreciate you. Check out the Facebook, check out the Instagram. It's all under Katie's Empathy. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day.